welcome to the Pull Up Experience, y'all. And we had a good one tonight for y'all. We got my pastor. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a good time. We got his beautiful wife, and we're going to learn about how he balances family life, marriage, church, entrepreneurship, all these things, and still maintain that thing we all strive for. Because as entrepreneurs, I feel like we're juggling different plates, right? Mm-hmm. But y'all have mastered. I won't say not mastered, but y'all have been able to maintain what matters most.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate y'all coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And then we got my girl Brittani, and we got Brian tonight, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Guest host with tonight, so we appreciate y'all.
Oh, y'all got the bees.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that.
That is crazy. Oh, right. I didn't either.
The balls bread, the mellow ball.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of the name of it right now.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that. No, I might use that one.
Listen.
Appreciate you, Pastor. So one of the things that we started on the pull up, we like to start because we know life's progression. So let's start from the beginning for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Where did y'all meet? Where did y'all meet? You know what I'm saying?
We met in Youngstown.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I graduated from Youngstown.
Huh?
I graduated from Youngstown.
I graduated in 05. Yeah. I must have missed you in the transition. Yeah. That's where I got her from.
Okay.
From Youngstown. Yeah. But we actually really met like face to face at her aunt's singing group. Aunt Penny. She's unfortunately no longer with us. But she basically told me I need to take her niece home. And I've been taking her home ever since.
That is beautiful.
That's the short version.
Short version.
Yeah.
So I know as a man, how did you know she was the one, Pastor? How did you know?
My heat got cut off at my apartment where I was in college. She came in, saw me bundled up, and was like, "Come with me." I said, "All right." Went to Big Lots, got me a heater, put a towel under the door, and made sure my part of the apartment was warm. That day I said, this woman didn't, down me or talk bad about me. She wouldn't help me and got her coat on and, was willing to suffer with me.
I didn't get that one time. That's how you know right there. That's how you know.
I said, she's a keeper.
How did you know?
I would say, first of all, just watching him be consistent behind the scene, like being that he was before the people, and seeing that his front life matched his back life.
That's good.
It was like, okay. Yeah, God, I ain't gonna have no worries.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna have no worries. He's gonna keep you first, which means that everything else will be in line. Yeah. So that's one of the biggest. There's many reasons, but that's my top reason.
Yeah, that's
how
good.
he honored God.
So when you say that, I think about character, right? So in the relationship, the marriage, what are like the character traits that's like non-negotiable that y'all have to have for each other when dealing with one another to have success?
Yeah. She had to be saved. And that's why I got so many, why all the other girls became exes and she became my wife. It's because she was...
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
You be ready.
We need some more battery.
Yeah, you're right. I said be ready to reload. You know what I'm saying? I said I knew gonna be fire. I already know. You know what I'm saying? We're 10 minutes in.
I was excited for this. That's why I came dressed. I don't even dress like this regularly.
Oh my God!
But it was like dating other girls was so foreign. Like my walk with God and prayer life, I guess I was picking the wrong ones. But her and I, we just flowed. Flowed. It just, the talk of God was just so natural. Yeah. I didn't even realize she was 6 years younger than me. Like I fell in love, found out, was like, hold up, wait a minute.
I know that sounds strange.
Mom. And Dad, is this? I don't think this is right. Is this okay? But I love her. So then that's when I found out. Like, oh, you 10 years older than your wife? Oh, you 15 older than your husband? Yeah. I started noticing all these age gaps. Yeah. So I had peace about it. She was legal. Yeah. She wasn't 14 and then. Now I want to clarify that. I was just 6 years older. That was it. Yeah. No, I wasn't out here.
I'm glad you said about we're gonna be here together. We're gonna be here never. We're gonna be here never.
I think you
No. She was legal.
I was legal, y'all. I was legal.
Yeah.
But I would say the same. Like it's the God piece. I was raised in church, and my father, he was a pastor. So just having that as my example, because everything else I'm gonna get in the dirt with you.
Yeah.
If you keep God first, like I said, I have nothing to really worry about, because where you may be struggling, you know who your source is.
Right.
And so for me, it was he knew who his source was, so I will always be taken care of, which was also a thing for my father. Like when he found out that we were talking, he was like, oh no, I checked for him. He good.
Right.
And it was simply because of the life he had lived, that he could act around the city and this man's character was the same. So just that he had to have God as the head, and has been consistent for 15 years. Well,
15 years?
Married 15, together
18.
18. Yeah. Yep.
That's
So.
good. I hope I got the notebook. I hope y'all didn't know that was notebook working right there. You know, you wondering why it's not working. Well, there you go.
But I would say, can I say too? I want to give something more on the natural side of things. For me, it was level-headed, like a man that know how to control his temperament. Was something that was important, because life is life. Life be lifing, you know. And I don't need you out here like, wilding, because life is lifing. So that was a big thing for me as well.
Yeah. And for me, I marry what I like. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you, as a man, you got to get what you want, because if you don't get what you want, when what you want walk by, you're gonna turn your head. It's like, that's what I think. That's one area in life I feel.
That's real. That's real.
I think that's a place where you can be shallow. To a certain like, no, I need curves, I need light skin, dark skin, whatever it is. Get what you like.
Get what you like.
So that whatever, I don't care who it is, walk by, like, I got that at home. For real. So I, she was beautiful, curvy. Was brown eyes, you know what I'm saying? Loved the Lord. And then you know what I also like? She was so mean. And I know y'all like, what you mean? But I knew she wasn't gonna be flirty. She wasn't gonna be flirty. Like she wasn't gonna, I never had to worry about this woman laughing at he in another man's face. She was so mean. My best friend was like, I don't think she liked me. I was like, Mario, give her some time, man. Now that's your brother. But she was just very, introverted. And that attracted me to her, because I know you ain't gonna be around here.
That's good.
Yeah.
Man. That was the only person in the team. We stay out right there. Listen, it's blessing me.
Great icebreaker. I'm sorry. But how do y'all continue to like each other?
That's real.
Get to a certain stage, I gotta have a relationship. I don't know why you here.
Brian, you ain't telling them but the truth, because there's a difference between like and love.
Yes, yes.
Right? And I think in order to continue liking, you have to check in. And you got to be like, hey, I know I'm your husband, bills are paid, but how are you feeling?
That's good.
How am I doing? And be willing to take criticism if it's, hey, you ain't did such and such. Then you also have to keep dating.
Yes.
You cannot stop dating. You can't stop doing I send my wife little nasty messages during the day. Hey, man, can't do nothing with nobody else anyway. I'm like, hey, girl, tonight. And keep being friends.
That's
it.
We keep being friends.
That's good.
Because if you keep being friends, I believe that romance becomes a bonus. Like the romance becomes a bonus, and you're not trying to use romance to fix anything. You're using romance to enhance the fellowship, to enhance the koinonia, the friendship. And so that's why I think
but for people know what koinonia is,
that's Greek for fellowship.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I did. Hold on.
Get you some Greek at the book. The Bible says.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but this my best friend, and I got male best friends. But
That's
at the 15 years, she number one.
Yes.
This is my best friend, my armor bearer, my business partner, my intercessor, my prophetess. Like, she's all that in one.
That's good.
Yeah. I stand on that. It's definitely that friendship piece too, because if even when I am frustrated with you or mad with you as my spouse, I can go back to, hey, that's my You know, so we gonna sit and we gonna roll to that. Like, don't ask me nothing about being a wife right now.
Right.
But did you see today on Facebook? Like, we go back to being friends. Like, we find that space that allows us to come out of the funk. To come out of that space that we probably, you know, just was in. So that is the biggest thing. Because if your spouse love you but don't like you, that's you're never gonna have that creamy spot where y'all just be. Like, you know, y'all just I know that was bad. I shouldn't have said
that went over my head.
It ain't pretty spot like that, but you know what I mean.
That chemistry.
That chemistry. There we go. That's a better word. You know, you won't have it. It's like y'all be roommates. You just be roommates. Like, we just doing life, and that's just that. So friendship is so important. I think it's so important. It's the lifeline outside of God.
We don't come at the relationship and stuff because I feel like that would be like a whole different pie. Because I wanted to focus on y'all because y'all are like I said, an example of what can happen when you're balancing out those things. And once again, find that, you know what I'm saying, like you said, go back to what y'all said, the friendship, and still balance out the things that have occurred in y'all lives. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't overshadow that. Because like I said, I have a question. I have some questions too. I want to get into that. So when I want to,
you want to false advertise.
Yeah. Because I want people to get a chance to get to know y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all do y'all thing.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the beginning. So I know college, so y'all get married. Okay, so let's get into. So when I know Pastor Judah, when you start becoming a pastor, and then you said your calling, and how did y'all balance that? Plus being married, and I guess kids came in later or whatnot. Correct. So I want to know how did y'all? I'm pretty sure it wasn't like perfect all time.
No, not at all. Yeah, I accepted my calling to pastor in 2008. I became the pastor of Mount Hebron, and pastored Mount Hebron for 14 years until I recently accepted a position at New Community. But I think we were able to discover balance. Like you said, it wasn't perfect, but teamwork is what makes it possible. Because I wasn't doing it by myself. Like, if you see me preaching and I'm preaching my heart out and lives are being touched, that's because this woman had the kids so that I can meditate and study. It's never, I'm just, I'm an awesome man of God. But because if I have to have a kid on my lap, which Jaden does get on my lap, he don't care. I could be talking to God. He don't care. He gonna crawl in my lap. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna, daddy this, that, and that. Tim, come get your son. And you know what I'm saying? So it's really teamwork. And her allowing me to live out, which I don't think this is just me. I don't think there's a such thing as balance. I think if you look for balance, you're gonna be insane, right?
I'm sorry, Pastor. Yeah. Express that from the
I say keep it because people, people are looking for that. But I think there's a deeper fulfillment in conviction. For people who have a lot of responsibilities, you have to be at peace with where you are in the moment. I am not at home with my kids, but I am at peace that I feel convicted to come here. I felt that this is where I needed to be right now. Come on. My kids will see me later tonight, and I am okay. Because at the end of the day, if I cater to this one, if I cater, just saying, pastor, if I cater to the church, and I'm not with my family, I feel like, my family is slacking. But if I can cater to my family, I feel like the church is slacking. I'm gonna go crazy because I can't please everybody. At the end of the day, I have to be at peace and take care of me. Where you want me, God? Oh, you want me here with my family? All right, this is where I'm at right now. I'll be there when I get there. So it's really just living out those convictions, and that conviction comes through your relationship with God. You have to know where He wants you. You have to at least be able to discern His leading and where you need to spend that time.
No, that's good.
I would say for me, on the wife side of it, it was understood of what God had called him to, and everything that is inside of him.
I didn't get that. That's powerful right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I understood what was on his life, and so I knew that it would look different. I knew that there would be sacrifices, and that's something that I'm okay with. So if he's gone for hours throughout the day, it's like, that's what we go to. And so it makes it easier for me not to get into a funk, because I live in understanding of what is on both of our lives. Because the roles are reversed sometimes, where I have to go out and speak, and I have to go out and minister.
Right.
And so it looks different, where what fell on me now falls on him. And so, you want that mutual understanding, like, I need to have this daddy.
Right.
So,
I'm over there like, hey, be quiet. Mommy's daddy.
That's how I watch it.
Mommy's daddy.
So yeah, I understood and I was at peace. I'm not saying that it was easy, because in the beginning when he came to me about him wanting to pastor, I was like, oh yeah, no.
You
I said I told you.
Right.
I never, because I was a PK kid. So for me it was like,
I'm
never
sorry.
signed up for
For
that.
people who don't know,
Pastor's
PK.
kid.
Okay.
I was a pastor's kid. My dad was a pastor, and I come
became
from
a bishop.
and then became a bishop, and then I come from a long line of ministry leaders. So it was like, when I became an adult, I actually wanted to try something different. And God was like, no. So I not only understood and seen it, that was my example that made it easy for me to respect and be okay with what was on his life. In the friction of, all right, God, why? I never asked for this. He gave me peace like none other, because it was just like, my life ain't my own. Because before I'm ever submitted to the call, I have to be submitted to him. And so that was, as much as I don't like it, God, like as much as I don't like what you're having us to do, I understand that my life is not my own, and I know what's on his life. I know what's on my life. And so I told him before he even accepted, we woke up one Sunday morning and I was like, hey, I got your back.
Yep. I remember we was on our way to the church one Sunday.
Whatever you decide, I'm here.
Yep.
And that gave him that peace to say yes to it. Because he honored me. He honored me as his wife. And for that, I appreciate it, because that made me feel like I was heard. And ever since then, it's just always been understood.
And I want to say that's us as pastor and first lady. But if your spouse has a career or calling, you have to understand who they are.
Yes.
Because you can't expect them to give up who they are because y'all are in a relationship. I'm a church boy, so I grew up seeing, musicians' wives upset. Like, why did you marry a drummer? He's going to go on tour one day. You knew he's the most talented dude in the city. What you want him to do? But just go outside and cut the grass and put his sticks down? Like, you got to know, or vice versa. If she's a singer, you got to know your spouse and accept them, because you want them to be their authentic selves. And in order to do that, they have to be able to be. And nothing worse than being in a relationship and I can't be. So
I'm going to that's so good. That's like, oh my goodness, because like, so I'm divorced, right? And I feel like, and no shade to my ex-wife or whatnot, but that is a big thing. Understanding that I'm created this way, you created this way. Let's honor that what God created, and let's come together. Versus, I want to create you in my image, or vice versa. And that's where conflict comes in and whatnot, and that's so powerful.
Yes, sir. Because if you can accept, now we can see how these two can come together as one. Okay, I don't want to change you, but let's see how we're going to fit these pieces together so that our lives are synergized. Because if we don't come together as one, now we got three lives. Now we got your life, our life, and my life. Now this is crazy, because this is what we supposed to be doing, but now you doing what you doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and we just don't work. It don't work. Like we got to bring all these talent, these ideas, and now, okay, you're gonna go to school here, well then I'll do this while you go to school. Then when you graduate, I'll launch this. You see what I'm saying?
That's good.
Work together.
And I'll say, because he's a pastor, yes. But this man has a lot of other businesses too.
We gonna get to that.
Okay, but I'm about to say, y'all, they kept coming. And I was like, okay, yeah, all right, But I understood I married a creative. And so there's just going to constantly be something that he is cooking up. And I just trust the process. That when it needs to die out, it'll die out. When he moves on, he moves on. But yeah. It's beyond just a pastor. And we do a lot.
Yeah.
We do a lot.
So I did want to ask y'all this. I wanted to ask y'all about a time that when things weren't in the best place, right? How did y'all, what the resolutions that y'all came to, or what helped y'all stay with it? Not stay with it, but like keep going forward. Just
We are.
It's a hard question. She already came out of here. What did I do? What I do, Brittany? She said, you let me tell you what
I feel we've all been there in relationships, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, there was a drive to Pittsburgh.
I knew it.
Oh, you knew you do it.
Oh,
You know it.
yeah. And we was already in a weird place.
Yes, we were.
And I had to go from Pittsburgh. And so I preached, and then we got to talking, and she just began to tell me things that I wasn't doing. But I felt like these were things I was doing.
Oh,
and so she was just saying, like, you're not taking me out enough, you're not catering to me enough. And I'm like, well, I do this, I pay for that. And the Holy Spirit in the car drive was like, basically what he said was, shut up and listen. He said, take her words as face value and work from her perspective, not yours.
That's good.
I heard him, but I did it in a petty way.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay, so I don't do that. All right, so I don't do that. And so we don't go out enough. So being petty, Brian, I go on the internet. We love Paul Morton. Shout out to my boy Paul Morton. Paul Morton Jr. He got a concert in Chicago. You want to go? You said we'll never do nothing. I did it. I bought the tickets. I didn't even know how the kids were going to be watched. I did it to be smart. But I heard the Holy Spirit. And I went to Chicago and had the time of my life with my wife. We was like teenagers. Now, it was a tough conversation to sit there and hear my flaws.
Yeah.
But there were I had to humble myself, like, you're not perfect, Judah. Like, you ain't got it all together like that. You need improvement. And so I use that in marriage counseling with other young couples. You don't listen to defend. Listen to understand.
Yeah.
That's it. Just take it. I don't care how crazy it sounds. They say you don't sweep the floor enough.
I'm about to say,
are you good?
I need to put it up. I need people to hear that. You hear what he just said?
Yeah, they say you don't sweep the floor enough. You start planning more days to sweep that floor for her.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do this for Brittany or for Brandy or for Brian. But for her, she's the one that I have made a commitment before God. So for her, I am willing to swallow my pride, grit my teeth, and sweep that floor. I'm gonna do my best. Now, do I do it right all the time? No, but I keep coming back to that. Listen, Judah. Study your spouse. So that was a rough spot for us.
Yeah, it was, and it was also like in the roughest season of us learning how to communicate. In that time, like we just hit a space where communication was just like,
everything was an argument.
It will blow up. And I'm the more I'm the more sit and look type person. This one he get real loud, y'all. He get real loud.
Not no more.
Not no more.
I used to.
And because at the beginning he was trying to defend, and so until he got that revelation of understanding what I was saying, it took a lot of like.
And another thing too, my wife is not a yes woman.
No.
So I have to deal with her rebuttals a lot.
For your better good.
And sometimes I just want her. To be like, yes, let's go. And she be like, but did you think about this? But did you think about that? No. And so I had to understand that her intent is not malicious. Though in my flesh, it sounded malicious. It sounded like she was attacking me. I used to be like, you know what? I ain't telling her. I'm going to do it by myself.
And then he just started coming home randomly with stuff like, hey,
what's this?
We never talked about
I'm starting
this.
the snowblowing business. I already bought the snowblower. What you gonna say now?
Facts, y'all. Facts.
Why you got this thing? Well, I bought it because I need to lift it up in the truck. So she just sat there quiet. But it took me growing up to realize that just because she has a different perspective doesn't mean she's trying to hate on me. And that was hard, man. That was right. But I'm telling you, she can really be a quality control manager for any business, for a Fortune 500 company, for the pull up, for like she can sit down and my wife can literally look at anything and be like, see that light? I don't even know why they made it like that. It needs to have this type of shape. And I look at it like, wow, I didn't even think of it. That is stupid.
That's a
They
skill.
should've did it it is.
That's a skill.
It is. And I'm like, oh, it's perfect. My wife be like, no, it's not.
But I love that because some men will be like, I can't deal with them like that, or say like, but it's not meant for them. It's not meant for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's your weak area.
Yeah.
I think when you think about spouses, like you're gonna have something that I don't have.
Yeah.
As you know, the opposites. Like my weak areas is his strengths. His weak areas are my strengths.
Right.
And so when you learn to know that and not become offended by it, it gels really well.
Yeah.
You know, and so now in that he knows my heart and where it comes from.
Yeah.
So it's easier to be received. Where before it's just he just wanted a yes man. It's like, but God didn't want to give you no yes man. He didn't want to give you that. He gave you me.
Yeah.
You know, that is going to help you. And so once he allowed me into that space, it started producing some beautiful things that was well executed.
Hey, Brenda, you know, she lightweight my quality control for my photography company.
Yes.
I'd be like, hey, babe, what you think about this picture? She'd be like, oh, hey, so did you see right there by her chin? Did you see the hair that's going? I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll go back.
He's like, all right, thanks.
And I got my butt too, man.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, yeah, it do look better though with that hair out the way.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that's like men that think like that, and I thought like that, and I still need to grow.
Yeah.
But that's toxic masculinity because just like what she
Wow,
said,
that's a good term.
in the Bible, I don't know the verse. Pastor
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. But the Bible said, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good helper.
That's right.
And women like that, I look at them as assets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Yes.
Side question: Is there something as a sweet spot? Because everyone says like, I remember when I first got married, people were like after the 10 years, everything's smooth
After
sailing.
7,
Right. You hear those type of terms. Do you feel like that's a real thing, or just something that once again you work at, and you continue to work at? You don't know smooth sailing.
Right.
I don't think I think you have moments of a smooth sailing because you're forever changing. Well, I will hope you are forever changing as a person. If you are, you're going to change, which is going to require for something new from your spouse in every season. Women change a little faster than men. So, that's a thing. We can get over something very fast. And it's like, no, I need you to shift with me. I like that when I was 21. I don't like that. Don't try it again. So I think that's forever an ongoing thing. Now I feel like you do hit a spot where you learn your spouse enough that you are aware how they're going to handle your changes, how they're going to maneuver with you, or how you need to present this change that you have going on in life. And so I think it's, I mean,
and change such as parents pass away.
Yeah.
Sometimes tragedy happens. Sometimes you get laid off from your job.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may discover that, hey, I'm not fulfilled in this space. I need something new in life. And so when these changes happen, you have to learn your spouse over again. But what I will say, I think after the 10-year mark, it should require less work.
Yeah.
Like you should know some things about your spouse and know how certain things are wired. Where it doesn't like you just hitting a wall and don't know what's going on. You should know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I know how Tiff gonna take this. I know some things.
Yeah, right. That's good. So like, you hear the time, man. After year 20, year 20. Okay, all right. Is there a shortcut or something?
Right, I know that's right.
No, that's good though.
I mean, it's work, though.
Yeah.
It's just work.
All right, so we got after the pastor took his call and he became a pastor, got the kids now. So then Pastor Judah, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you said, he started pursuing other things,
yes.
other pursuits and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
How did you guys? I was going to say balance, but how did you guys handle that? And then when First thing when she got her calling, how did y'all transition with that? Also, like, was that a transition in that period? How did y'all handle that?
Well, you know, I was actually waiting for her to accept her calling because I already
you
knew.
Seen it?
Yeah. We was dating. And I was like, yeah, there's an anointing on you. She was just so shy to accept it. And even today, it's still she'd be like, ooh, why they calling me? Like, why they not calling? What you mean? They supposed to be calling you.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
I think there was a need, so I started. You know, I was doing. I had my own studio, Obadiah Productions. So I was recording indie artists, and then I went into photography.
Yeah.
And I did those two things because there was to supplement my income. You know, we didn't have that ministry where, you know, you got the Rolls Royce dropping off the pastor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was pulling up in the Buick like somebody get these kids out the back seat for me. So you know, there was a need to be met, and so she was supportive because she knew what I was doing was to help supplement our income because we knew, you know, the ministry didn't have it to do it. So, you know, once again, it was just teamwork.
Yeah,
it was teamwork.
And we communicated like every new thing that he tried, he would come and just like, you know, so how you feel about it? This is what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do. And I always understood that it wasn't just something to do. It was for the greater good of our family. So for that,
that button is just wow.
You know, so for that though, it made it easy to support it, you know, and understand it and even push it, you know. But once I would say once I ended up coming into my call, so there's that you have the preaching side of things and the empowering side of things, and then I now have my own talk show that I'm doing. Yeah, so that was a big thing for me because, you know, I never would imagine that I would be doing that. But when the Lord gave it, I was just like, hey, he was like, yes. And he's like, excuse you. Like, waiting on me. But with the call to preaching, I don't need to be in the forefront. I go when God sends, but it was like a thing of, I've been waiting for you to step into this place. Now, I will say, with him being not only my husband, he was my pastor. So
double accountability.
Yeah, child. And then learning like how to separate that. To hear my pastor speaking to me and not my husband speaking to me, that was a rough spot for us because it was just like, hey, yo, hey. And I would in those areas shut down quickly. And so then it did create a time where he felt like, well, I'm not gonna say nothing to you about it, but I knew I needed it. What?
So I wanted a happy wife. Oh no, don't worry about your notes. Don't even worry about it.
And then I was
you didn't study, that's okay.
No, and I was like, I noticed it, and I'm like, don't have me out here sounding and looking crazy, like, you know. So I had to learn his heart.
Cause you know, I didn't go to seminary, but I'm a very studious person when it comes to the Bible. Like I'm gonna get every study tool I can find. I'm gonna call a mentor. I'm gonna look on YouTube. I'm gonna call a seminary professor and say, hey, am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? And so, I did have some good mentors along the way. And so trying to impart that into her, and she's like, I don't need that. No, you do. You need this. So we clashed there.
Yeah,
we clashed there.
But I started understanding that it was for my good and it was from a good place within him. And now that I stand on the other side of it, like I've been in a heavy season of speaking out, and I see the fruit of everything that he has poured, and it's like, oh man, you got me together. You got me together, and even the belief of him believing in me to do the talk show, like has handled everything. I literally just show up. I show up with my guests and everything is ready to go. He stays up to 3, 4 in the morning editing the shows for me. Like the support is there. It hasn't. I'm sure, he probably don't say that it's tiring and frustrating because, like you said earlier, I'm a doozy. So I'm like, I don't like that.
Right.
Edit that out, or no, I wanted it to look like that, and he takes it all in. with good heart, like this is what my wife wants, because
Yeah.
I'm finally now doing something that's not, I'll say, not in the shadows of my husband. You know,
Right.
and he was full support of it.
Support, that's awesome.
And I've never had an issue with being in, you know, the shadow of him at all, because we won. So when you see him, you see me. When you see me, you see him. You know, so. Yeah, so, you know, I felt when my time was to come, it would come. I wasn't rushing it, but he was right there, ready to go. As I stood ready to go at everything. Even though sometimes I would be like, I don't see it, God, but okay. And I have to go in my prayer closet. I have to go in my time with God and just like, so.
What's next?
You got us right. Okay, good, you know. And everything has done well.
Yeah.
It's done very well.
Man, I gotta say, I don't know if y'all got your notebooks out. I don't even know, but y'all listening, because like I only work around watching this tonight. I know I'll be up there and my meeting up here just like, man, you know.
I hope it's helping somebody.
I know it is, because I know how many entrepreneurs they talk. I hear all the time, like I try to tell my girl or I try to tell my guy about my business idea, and they shut it down.
Yeah.
And they won't support it.
Yeah.
Or they didn't know the proper way to go about being, like you said, not criticize, but critique it or whatnot. And they one can receive it, nor can they be able to articulate what they wanted to convey to where it helps them and whatnot. And so I know y'all help me, and like that's the crazy part about it, you know.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for that.
You know, if I could just say something to that with spouses and entrepreneur ideas, hey, if it consider the cost, right? If it's not too costly, support them, and even if they fail, support them if they fail. Just
I'm about to throw this thing back. I'm about to throw this thing. I need this thing to get loud.
Because if you know it's not gonna work, but life, you know, but they feel it's gonna work, then let them figure it out.
Come on.
Just let them experience the failure and be right there, like, well, I'm with you. What we doing next? You know what I'm saying? It's not worth losing the chemistry and the oneness and the camaraderie you have with your spouse. To prove them wrong. Well, if it fail, I'm with you. If you ain't going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. So this talk show don't work. We think of something else. It is what it is. So
I think to piggyback off what you said, what warrants you to say that is because going back to what you said about his consistency, personally and spiritually.
Yes.
So that's what
makes it easy.
Yeah, helps you be like, go ahead, go ahead.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think we can't forget about that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yes.
As a piece, because I was sitting here like, well, I mean, you know, I don't want, because some ain't consistent. Some people aren't consistent in what they want to do, and so yes, support your person in everything, whether to see if it will fail, but then you also, I think there's. See, I'm that accountability, y'all. So I feel like you have to see the character of a person. You have to see what they have constantly done, and it's like, okay, so what's the plan at making sure you know this can be something that's consistent, and weigh the pros and the cons so that it doesn't have to be something unnecessary. You know, but if you can agree at what it can look like for you all, then yes, go for it. And I think some things, you may not fully agree on, and that's okay. That's where you have to be like, hey, trust me on this. Like, really trust me on this. And if I'm wrong at it working, whoever the person is wrong, go back and apologize and say I'm sorry. Because what happens is trust is lost. Safety, security is lost. And when we don't have that as women, no. You know, you know, and we're gonna fight to look for it. And so, and I say this because I deal with women a lot. And once safety is gone, and so you may even have to put a thing on hold until you can build safety within your marriage, because you can try, and she can come in or he can come in like, I'm trying to trust you. I'm trying. And the anxiety from it, or the one mistake could scare them and cause them to lose belief.
So, and I think when you talk about anxiety, let's go to the juggler, finances, right? So one thing that I always did, and I'm not saying I'm the guru in entrepreneurship, but even with my studio or even with my photography, I never took money from my home to support my entrepreneurship. If from my studio, it came from my CD sales or me going out doing gigs. Photography, I got a couple dollars, but when I got that camera, I took that gig money. When I did my first photo shoot, I took that money and put it in an envelope. I did the next photo shoot, I put that money and I put it in an envelope. And so when I bought my new camera, it wasn't from the house. See what I'm saying? Now I may have to save for 8 months.
No, because I mean, because that's so powerful. Because like you're not risking the rent or the mortgage on your dream, and then when it failed, it hurts even more.
Now, when she saw the gift in my photography, her credit score was better than mine. So she took out credit, got to charge the camera for me, but she knew I could pay it back.
Right.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So it is. You do have to use wisdom. I wasn't about to take food from my kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Daddy about to get these pictures, but we ain't eating tonight because I gotta get me some lights and some lenses. So y'all go in there and get your hot dog. I never do that. You know what I'm saying? Even now, it's a blessing to be able to. Oh, I got some J Early money. I got some J Early Media money.
Yeah.
We can use that. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's a blessing.
That's good. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen. This I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all hear. It's like a masterclass right here.
We're not gonna not hit the just complain.
Look.
That's Brittany's first one. We got an hour and a half in. Guys, let Brittany press it one time. Press it again, Brittany. Yeah, that's right. Equal opportunity around here.
I need like a dog or something.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry.
I have enjoyed my time with y'all.
No, listen.
We were so nervous. We was like, what they gonna
seriously? Oh man.
I don't know. And yourself.
And I just want to so for you to talk to I love this I love, like they say if you do it for free you love it.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yes.
I don't know if you know about podcasts or shows or anything.
Right.
But I have questions I want to know.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like free education.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Free therapy, all that good stuff, all mixed into one.
I'll be honest with you. When I go home, I'm making some adjustments.
There you go.
I'm making some adjustments.
Exactly.
I am identifying, clarifying, and cutting out
There you go.
Brian.
There you go. There you go. See?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I think that's a life hack for anybody
Yes,
to know.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Create your own show or podcast and invite people on your show that ask what you want to know, and you shall receive.
Man, that is so smart. You getting all of that.
Look,
For free.
Man, for free.
Brilliant. Great.
Wow.
Y'all I think y'all paying for courses. Oh, wrong me. I'm bringing when they say bring Muhammad to the mind, I bring Muhammad to my Muhammad. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
So shoot, y'all
Oh,
playing.
that's funny.
No, but no, this is and like we gotta do a separate. We got to. I literally so this. Brian, I'm talking with Brian with some couple things, but I want to create a panel discussion because I feel like one of them want to talk with the people battle when it comes to entrepreneurship might not be funding, but how do I balance relationship in entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
And that right there is a big thing because we in an age now where entrepreneurship. I remember when I was growing up, you had a good job at the RTA, the gas company, the electric company. You were doing good. GM, all them. You were on East Street.
You knew who had
Right. And we thought entrepreneurship was for the Caucasian people.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
My parents never talked to me about that.
Absolutely.
I had a buddy in high school that was telling me about his t-shirt line. I thought he was crazy.
See?
I was like, why would you play with these?
Right. You need to work on this, getting on job RTA.
Right.
You know?
You're right, man.
Times change. And now we're in where I feel like I call it Renaissance. We call it, we literally sit on the podcast all the time like the pandemic was a blessing in disguise because literally let everybody know there's something outside of your job. If you do your job tomorrow, what are you working on?
Yeah.
What are you working on? They don't even not just have to create money, but your passion. What are you passionate about? You know.
Right.
So with that happening, I feel like we're in a new age where everybody, not saying everybody entrepreneurship, but everyone, the idea is there.
Yeah.
So that being said, now you're navigating not entrepreneurship, but how you navigate entrepreneurship in your relationship now? How you navigate parenting and entrepreneurship? Like these are real conversations that people aren't having.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have y'all back on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is so good and it blesses. But I must say we get into the close, but I want to make sure that people understand just how y'all. Because I want to give Pastor Judah his flowers right now. Because y'all don't know this or whatnot. So right when my marriage was going haywire, when I remember I literally was, how can I say this, at my lowest, right? And you know, when you're at your lowest, you don't want to talk to God, you know what I'm saying? You just like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be in this corner and just be in this place, right? And I remember, I'll never forget, because mind you, I hadn't talked to Pastor Judah in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? When you're in a bad place, I know for me, I get low and I stay away from everybody or whatnot. And I was like, man, I gotta talk to somebody. Oh, I got somebody so bad. And I remember, I'm like, all right, if this man don't pick up, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm gonna do or whatnot. And he might not even know it in that moment or whatnot. But he picked up and he spoke to me, and he spoke to me in a loving, caring way that only someone who generally has love for you can. So I just want to thank you, because you don't know, in those moments, that's what I needed in those moments, you know what I'm saying? And I've been forever grateful to you, you know, and for that or whatnot. So I want to say that, you know what I'm saying, give your flowers here. If nothing else, you know what I'm saying, I want to thank you for that, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
I appreciate that.
Glory to God.
You know, absolutely. So I just wanted to say that. I want to say that on the podcast, you know what I'm saying?
I want to give some too, man.
Oh, please do. Please do.
I gotta get the
Come on, man. I'm trying not to water up.
So this is, I don't know how long ago this was. I met you. When did I meet you?
I think we
Almost a year ago.
almost a year ago in a small group.
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't really know nothing about you. But fast forward, and a couple weeks later, I was going through some relationship stuff. I had got kicked out of my house because you remember that?
Yes.
I got kicked out of my house.
Yes, sir.
I ain't get evicted, y'all, but I got kicked out for something that I didn't do.
Right.
Honestly, I got kicked out, man. I got 2 babies. You know what I'm saying? Bella and Champ. I don't know where I was gonna go when we was hooping.
Yep.
And Dad had told you, man, this man like literally formed a prayer so I can pray for me in public. You feel me? Like, and that was so powerful. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, like a couple days later, I found somewhere. You know what I'm saying to say. So that what you did for me, you know what I'm saying, really helped me get through. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Love you too, man.
You too, man.
Y'all trying to, I'm a crybaby for real.
No, you
Trying to hold it in.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll be over here weeping in a minute. Thank y'all so much for that.
No, hey, it had to be said. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that we have a platform where we can honor you and your wife, because once again, y'all, like I said, y'all are an example of what can happen when God is in your relationship.
Yes, sir.
And you know what I'm saying? Not saying like y'all like Jay-Z or Beyonce, all that other stuff. Forget all that. Forget all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about that. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about how to have a healthy relationship and maintain it and have longevity behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
While pursuing your passions, pursuing the things God called you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
that to me, that's worth all the money in the world.
Yep.
So I thank y'all for that.
You know, things change when you get older. What you value, it's just stuff that used to matter don't matter no more. It's peace of mind, purpose, relationships. So that, like you said, man, this is substance. You know, a lot of that stuff we see on the Instagram, man, that ain't real.
No, that ain't real. So okay, so at the pull up, you know what I'm saying? We have, I like to say, we flowing. We don't have like I said, if y'all didn't know this, we ain't saying Pastor Judah and Lady Tiffany. We didn't know the question beforehand. This is organic conversation.
Right.
In the moment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Raw and uncut.
Raw and uncut, you know what I'm saying? But it's certain questions that we ask them to pull up. We try to, like we said, like I always say on pull up, we like to know about your progression, the past, the present, and now we're going to talk about the future.
Yes, sir.
What is next up for you guys as individuals, but also you guys together?
Yes, sir.
Well, for me, I'm the one that's actively doing something new. My talk show. By the end of the year, well, in November, I'll be celebrating a year.
Come on.
So, yes, it's been great. It's been a great journey. God has really blessed it and blessed me with it. A favor that I couldn't imagine, because once again, I never would have thought that I would be doing a talk show. But I plan to do a big open event for women to come to be poured into. On my talk show, we talk about, it's called All Things Woman, and we just talk about everything concerning us, things that we go through. I have so many layers of my life that I've experienced that I felt like God had called me to publicly pour it with other people. So yes, I'll be celebrating that in November, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
And by the way, guys, so y'all don't have to look anywhere. I've got shown us, y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And get on all these platforms. So don't have to run around.
Yes,
By the way.
sir.
I want to put that out there.
And you know, I am currently the teaching pastor at New Community, and so definitely serving there under Pastor Kevin James,
Shout out
and
to
First
New
Lady,
Community.
First Lady Tanya James. Shout out to them, and just growing there. What he would have me to do outside of New Community, I have my own photography and videography, J Early Media. I just got my LLC not too long ago. And I think with that in the future, I'm just looking to create with other creators, but also want to work with companies. So I'm working for More Safety Solutions right now, creating testimonial videos for them.
That's good.
And be on the lookout. I'm hoping that this year I will finish my first book titled Relapse. And it's the concept is how, you know, when you relapse, you go back to drugs. Well, as Christians, we relapse and go back to our flesh. And that's
Sign
how.
me up. I'm on the waiting list.
The pre-order.
Yeah, we need to pre-order.
Maybe relapse tonight. I'm making something different. Pray with me again.
Oh my
But I really feel like it was birthed through the pandemic, because what we saw is that church wasn't enough. That's one thing we learned in the pandemic. That Sunday morning and that Wednesday night Bible study was not enough. And that pandemic snatched the covers off of us. And we were exposed. Folks was in the doldrums. Folks was in dry seasons. Folks done walked away from God. And it's because we went back to our flesh. And so, you know, it changed my life. And it really came from a sermon. It came from a sermon, and I cried. Man, I cried like a baby preaching that sermon, and because I realized I had relapsed, and, you know, and thinking of God's grace while I was in my flesh, how He covered me, you know, and it gave me time to come back to Him, and so I really want to help people come out of those dead places with God. And so I gotta sit down and finish it.
Well, like I said, you let me know.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be outside the door, Pastor.
Yes,
I'm like, where? You there yet? You there? Come on now. So I feel that, because I mean, I know, because most people, you know what I'm saying, little lower the guilt and the shame that comes when you do relapse. You know what I'm saying? Makes them want to stay in that thing that they've been in.
Right.
You're like, I've already hurt God's feelings. I'm just gonna stay here and whatnot. But know that God's
justify why you did
Exactly.
it. Oh, gotta be okay with it. He know our relationship.
You know my heart.
I'm gonna come back around.
Right.
You know? So that's gonna be a real good one.
Yeah,
I really
that
think it
is.
is. Everyone that I've shared it with, and even some guys I've talked to one-on-one, is had that impact. So I can't keep it to myself. You know, I want to be able to lead something. Oh, you all right?
No, I was turning and I couldn't stop. So.
Yeah.
I got one foot on the floor. Too.
Right. You know, I'm
I thought you
what
was
issue?
falling out.
Not right now. Not right now.
But you said for us together, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: we both are writing books right now. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm talking
We
about.
both are writing books, so hopefully.
We can do it together.
Well, no, hopefully we'll launch these books out. We're so busy, so we really are trying to force ourselves to sit down and get these books done.
Yeah.
So I can make a suggestion,
Yes.
if I may.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Relationship book. Y'all need to write that joint. Y'all need to right.
He said,
You know what I'm saying?
We would definitely put that on our
Yes.
I promise
vision
y'all,
board.
it's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
I need to go every. Listen, I'm dating this episode. I'm saying, I'll cook this up to him, cook this up. So when it drop, like we said first. We said it first.
We need to just get this snippet of Brandon saying this and just keep it on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Brandon need to want this book. We gotta get this book out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We
That's
said that before too.
Yes,
We have said that before.
Because people pull on us a lot.
Because
concerning it.
I let it go, but I wanted to do a marriage tour, and I wanted to do a live DJ.
That'd be
You know
dope.
what I'm saying? And just kind of make it where how I know that content is rough, but 85 South.
Yeah.
So you know how they do it. I want to
Yeah.
do it fun like that.
That's dope.
Where we could just talk,
That is dope.
you know, laugh, but they have serious interaction
Mhm.
with the people. So we'll see.
I will sign up.
Yes, sir.
Put me on wait list. I know it's not here.
I second that.
You second that? See?
Thank you, Brittany.
I heard it.
You heard it? See, you heard that?
3 meetings to be there.
Right.
Front row. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to do the intro like, we remember that. You know? So, no, that's good right there. Hey, I can see that, though. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, let me give y'all flowers too. This has been a blessing. I literally prayed about it earlier today on my way to work. I have my prayer time with the Lord every single morning before work. And I said, Lord, with this podcast, I just pray that you will just let it go smoothly, first of all, because I'm nervous. I'm always nervous. But
You're doing a great
secondly,
job, by the way.
that I get to meet some awesome, amazing individuals, and it blesses me in some way, and you guys have definitely done that in more ways than one. Thank you guys so much. I got you after this.
Yes.
I'm so glad it blessed you.
Absolutely.
Same. I love your energy, your smiles. Thank you for just welcoming us.
Yeah.
And the praying that it go well, because you know we need going.
Yeah.
This is what we do with the pull-up.
Every-
This is what we do with the pull-up. You know what I'm saying? We bring people together. We have great content or great stories, and then we bring people together. That's what we do.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a network, but I feel like this is ministry on top of that.
Oh, yes.
And I say that in a way because when we first launched this thing, we literally said to ourselves, we want to have a spotlight on the people who don't normally get a spotlight put on. And we want to make sure that people understand. One, Cleveland,
Yeah. Yes,
Cleveland.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
please,
sir.
put us with our name.
Right.
It's bigger than LeBron.
Right.
LeBron ain't here no more.
Yeah.
What do you have now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But time out.
That's real.
I'm sorry, Cavs doing their thing, by the way. Listen,
They in the playoffs. They in the playoffs.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
So I'm not just for the playoff, but I'm just saying like we're more than just
Right.
just the thing people associate us with.
Yeah.
Like they're a great place where creatives, entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
artists are just doing great things.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
so this is my passion, but the passion is now I'm grown. And like it's funny, I talked to Mr. Patterson. I'm from Mr. Bass because you know
Desmond Patterson.
Desmond Patterson. And like literally.
That gotta be a shirt, right? I need to calm down. That works is 8. I done threw one of you, my old man ran. I'm sorry, Pastor Judah. I'm tired. No, I'm tired.
You are all right.
It's gonna be good tonight.
Yes.
Oh, Desmond.
Yeah, that's gonna watch him like, oh, that's how y'all feel?
Right.
You know it's a little. That's how y'all feel.
Hey, for real though.
But what's the vision, though? Mission and vision.
Hey man, we had Q on here. Me and Q was like literally after like 10 minutes just trying to do Dad's impressions, man. It was hilarious, man. We was going in. You know, Dad told Dad, he was like,
He's a character, man. I love him to death,
oh
though.
man, no, Dad, that's my brother, man. Oh my goodness. And once again, Dad, y'all don't know this, and this is exclusive right here.
Okay.
Before the pull up, we had open heart surgery. That was the first podcast.
Okay.
It's not we did 2 episodes and we was like, no, let's do something different. You know what I'm saying? But I have birth pull up.
Okay. Hey, trial and error. That's how you
No.
do
And
it.
I love that. I love that man to death, man. That's my brother for life. You know what I'm saying?
But I see y'all doing Instagram videos.
Oh yeah. Dad's a perfectionist. I'm the one. I do one take, let it go. Dad's like, no, we gotta do another. We gotta do right this and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And-
We're the yin for each other's yang. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my brother, man. But I say all that to say, which is my point. I was trying to make one.
Oh yeah.
I forgot already.
The ministry, the pull up.
Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you, Pastor.
You're
Yes.
right.
Yeah. No. this is it is a blessing to not only myself or whatnot, but everyone who's involved, and I thank God for that. Really, I do, because even from a host to the people behind the scenes to everyone who's involved, to the guest host, to the guests, I promise you, this I cannot have imagined what has birthed out of this thing. Wow. And I can do this for 100 years. No problem. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God for it. Really, I do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, okay, now we're down to the wire. And this is something that once again we have on the podcast, we have staple questions. And I like to ask questions of everybody on the podcast, because once again, come down the road, I'll be like, let's play that back or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the mark of any good interview or any good sermon or lesson, you should be able to take key points away.
Yes.
So what would y'all want someone, what are 3 key points y'all want someone to watch today's episode or interview to get from y'all's?
Ooh, that's a good point. I mean, good question.
I try, you know what I'm saying? I try.
Three each, or we gonna.
You know what? 3 each. 3 each.
Yeah.
3 each.
3 each.
That's right. That's right.
That's where we are one. We 3 together.
You made this union 15 years ago. We ain't going back on it now. We together.
Well, my 3. I'm gonna go ahead and knock my 3 out.
There you go.
I think I do. So my first one, I would say, is for those that have a lot of things that you're trying to balance. Create date nights.
Ooh.
For the married people, or even those that are, in the dating process. Create it. Sit down, map out what it looks like for both of you. If that's weekly, if that's every other week, if it's monthly, whatever you have to do, continue to date. Because, like I said, that builds the friendship. So it's just the lifeline that you need. The next one I would say is, as you have heard for us, keep God first. He just blesses everything. He makes sure everything go well, even when it look like it's falling apart. He let it all work together for you good. So keep God first. My third one will be always communicate.
Okay.
Always communicate, because life is gonna always life, and you need to know how it's happening for you and your other person. So that you guys know how to pray for each other, you know how to intercede for each other and see what's going on and be there or help assist in whatever way. So keep communication.
Those are good ones.
Okay, I'm gonna say my first one would be, don't listen to defend, but listen to understand. I think my second one would be sit down and just as a team work out the vision for your, every transition in our life, there was teamwork. That's how we were able to, we talked. And so sit down with your partner, if you are married, your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend, y'all looking to get married. Work out and talk through things so that you can support one another. And then my third one is, ooh.
No, I mean, put you on the spot like
No, you all right. You all right.
This is one that you preach about.
Oh, what's that?
Writing a family vision plan.
Oh, yeah, that's writing out like what you believe, what you stand for, so that you can, look at your family and say, hey, we haven't been following the mission.
That's good.
So that's a good one. That's a real good one.
You see the assist right there?
Right. That was the Jason Kidd alley-oop.
That's good stuff right there.
Thank you.
No, and those are all great things right there. I hope y'all got your notebooks. I really do. Because if y'all don't, I don't know what I'm going to tell you. Because, man, y'all know, after these episodes, I go home and I edit it, but I'll be over there. You know what I'm saying? That bad boy gonna be on fire tonight.
And thank y'all for having us.
Yes.
No. Listen, this. People like, you say all the time it's your favorite stuff. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. I can have as many favorites I want to.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah. And this is one of them. So thank you. I'm gonna have it.
Yes.
Okay, so my other simple question. So legacy. I know people throw the word around. They say legacy. Jay-Z 444 if y'all haven't heard. But I really believe in it because we all are gonna leave Earth. Jim Rohn said the best. He said, life's so risky, you know you're not gonna make it out alive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but what you leave behind, I think matters.
Yes, sir.
So the question I want to ask y'all: what legacy that y'all want to leave as individuals, then leave also together?
It don't matter. Okay.
I would say, for me is that I always gave God a yes. And I say that
so
because for that means I did everything that he wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the standard of surrender,
Yeah.
like living a life of fully surrendering to him, because then that means everything. Women can say, she touched me, she sat with me, she, so all the pockets that I have that he has me in,
Mm-hmm.
I worked them. I worked all of them. So that's just me. And then I think for my kid, was it for the kids or for the family?
No, for you. I mean, overall.
Oh, well, I'll say for my kids is just the legacy of them seeing us trust God. Like he has to, if I don't give them nothing else, they need to understand that they have to trust him. They have to, because it will help navigate them through every aspect of life. Like, all right, God, I don't see it working, but I trust that you will work it out. So, I mean, I hate to seem all deep.
No, that was good. That was good.
Actually did it.
I think for me, when I think of legacy, of course, as a man of God, I believe my existence is to validate God's existence. And so I pray that, I would leave a history where it's like, man, God is real. You heard about Pastor Judah Early, not to know my name, but to who I draw attention to, which is to Christ. And then, they always say, my wife said about the kids, and I agree. So I'm going to take another angle. People don't remember everything you did, but they remember how you made them feel. And I just pray that I would be able to leave an impression and make people feel loved, feel appreciated, or maybe they just felt joy when they was around me. Maybe I was able to encourage or lift them up. But it's something that was like, man, that felt good. I want to hang around that guy. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm already living your legacy.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, thank y'all for that. And my last question, and this is once again the whole, not saying the whole, but like y'all know we rep Cleveland hard, but unfortunately RC has a bad stigma.
Right.
The stigma is that we don't come together, we don't collaborate, and that unfortunately, we just that city where people just can't do nothing together. How do y'all think we can break that stigma in y'all opinion?
That's a good question. I think I'll say by sitting more with your fellow people that may do what you do or even different. But I think hearing it out and seeing how you can support, like having the openness to not hate against and know that we all after the same goal is to do our lane. So you succeeding, it doesn't help make me not succeed.
Right.
Like my support of you, we pushing each other. So I think it's just having that mindset of when your brother or your sister or fellow person in the city is winning, you winning.
Yeah.
You winning.
That's right. I think this is a very vast question, right? There's so many things we can say, but I want to use the pull up for an example. When y'all called me or text me, you had a date.
Yeah.
You got to put stuff on the calendar. We talk about a lot of stuff, but because we put on, as busy as our lives are, because we put it on the calendar, we were here. This happened. Had it not been put on the calendar, we could have been, oh man, we forgot about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And easily, like, man, we got to reschedule, and it never would have got rescheduled, right? So I think once you connect with people, because you can't connect with everybody in the city, but when you connect with people that are like-minded, kindred spirit, or have a desire to support, let's put it on the calendar. Let's set a date and a time and stick to that, because there's a lot of talk I have with guys, even photographers. Man, we're going to link up. Ain't there one man, when you show me how much, I'm like, all right, man, where you coming? We gonna link up. Where you coming? How we gonna link up? So I think we gotta link up with people and put stuff on the calendar. Like, hey, this is the day. This is what we need.
Shout out to Michelle. Michelle, I love
she was
her.
on it.
Yeah,
she was on it.
Man, listen,
She was on it. Yeah, because I didn't respond fast enough. She hit up my partner. I said, my bad. I'm making her look bad as a unit. Sorry, Michelle.
You hear some people.
I
I'm a little busy.
Well,
I'm
you
a
know,
little
she
busy.
is strong, okay? There we go.
Got it done, though. Got it done.
You want to talk about growing pains? I remember when we first started the show. I was the person in charge of the schedule.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! You want to talk about disaster? I would be double booking.
Ooh.
I would be forgetting stuff. I'm like, oh my! I want to apologize to anybody who I scheduled in the beginning. Please come back. That's my bad. I'm not grateful for that. God did not give me that gift.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know what you get at.
Hey, come on.
You
Come
know?
on.
And Michelle.
It's done.
If anything anyone says about the podcast other than it being dope, I'm just playing. But they say I love the fact that y'all can respect your time. We know y'all are busy people. Y'all are doing dope things. Why we ain't playing?
Right.
Well, we value y'all time, so let's make sure we do it properly. To do things in accordance of, you know what I'm saying, in order. So
Yes, sir.
thank you, Michelle.
Ain't no way last minute. Y'all
Right.
got it at the top of the year.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh y'all.
My God.
We are booked all the way to August, y'all.
Oh my
To
God.
August, like, yeah, no, listen, cause like, let me give us some secret sauce real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's on the podcast. 'Cause we only schedule, we schedule 2 episodes a night. Y'all think y'all think we wear the same clothes? You know what I'm saying? we do 2 episodes a night, right?
And we walked in on one.
right. You know what I'm saying? And that's our secret sauce. And then we do every other Tuesday because once again, people schedule their hectic along our own lives. Or whatnot.
Right.
So we're able to help schedule around that,
That's
and it works. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
And that's why our schedule, because now people are coming out to us now. You know what I'm saying? First we reach out to them. Now they like, hey, I'm in the DM. Get out.
Right. So that gives you more time to edit too.
Yeah, listen, Pastor Judah. My thing is, this stuff be so fire. I'm like, the people gotta hear this. I
Yeah.
gotta give it to the people.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir, yes,
saying?
sir.
What Fred has to say to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it to them.
I get high.
Right.
And the people.
Oh, that's my movie. Don't
Hey,
get me
what?
started. That's my movie. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I almost became a Black Panther after that.
Man,
Give me a spear. Take these keys. They did my boy wrong.
Oh man, don't give me.
They
Man.
did him so wrong. His own dude did him wrong.
Yeah, man. They did. Don't get me
Yes, sir.
started.
Yes, sir.
But so part 2.
Yes.
Part 2 we're going.
Yes.
So I listen. It's I'm just like Pastor Judah, but in the podcasting space, I be having so many ideas of like having like these dope conversations. So I really want to create a panel where we talk about entrepreneurship and relationships. So
Yes, sir.
y'all gonna headline that.
Yes, sir. Okay. We
Yes,
need to start doing our homework now. It's gonna be sometime after August, so we got time.
Yeah. No. You know what? I'm gonna open up the schedule like Michelle. Get this. Push that around. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Let's get this going. 'Cause I think people need this. People
Yes, sir.
need this. This is vital. This is such a good episode, and I know people are going to. This joint gonna blow up.
Yeah,
You know,
good.
You know, when you do this long enough, you be like, oh, this is.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone.
This is gonna be one of those episodes. So I appreciate y'all, and I'm sorry. Before we close out, let's make sure people know how to reach y'all if they want to, be on the talk show. They want to talk to you for photography. How can people reach y'all?
Yep. So I am on Instagram as J Early Media. You can, DM me, send me a message. I don't have a website right now because the one that I had was too janky. I just got tired of it and I just ended it. So I'm looking to get a new one up. Same thing on Facebook. I think is it J Early Media on Facebook as well? Did I change it? Yes, it's J Early Media on Facebook as well, and I do headshots, weddings, engagements, families. On the video side, I can do podcasts, video promo videos. I'm sorry, and I'm loving it. I got the drone.
Oh,
So,
snap.
do drone shots. Cause my mama said if you're gonna do it right. And so I'm 10 years in on the photography, 3 years in on the videography, and I love it, man. I love creating.
Yeah. You can reach me on Facebook, Tiffany Early, but then I also have a group called All Things Woman. So you can request, it's a public group, you can request to come in and I'll give you access to see all the videos and different things. I don't even know how that works because it's public then, but never mind. I just realized, I don't know. But you can also find me on YouTube under Tiffany Early with All Things Woman in parentheses, and that's where all of my episodes and different things are uploaded. And if you would like to be on, you can message me on Messenger or at therootgetter at gmail.com.
Just how it is.
The Root Getter.
GETTER.
Yes,
The Root Getter.
The Root
Because
Getter.
that's what she do. Dig
uproot, and plant. That's her
That's
whole
my tagline.
focus. Yeah.
We will dig at the things that we need to uproot, and we'll uproot them, and we'll plant proper
That's
seeds to help you grow as a woman.
One last time. Come on, one more time. One last time. Come on.
And you know you got the right show because you're going to say, hey, 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 ladies, ladies, ladies.
So you threes.
Yes, yes, yes. That's how you know you're on the right show. Hey, 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 ladies, ladies, ladies. Yes, yes, yes.
I do 1,000 intros.
That's her working through her nerves. Like when she said she really wasn't trying to do no, be on the forefront. It'd be so funny watching her. She'd be like, all right, I mean, okay, here we go.
5 of them.
Like I could do some bloopers. I could do a lot of.
Hey,
bloopers.
you know what? You gotta bring some bloopers. So I think ahead of time. I know the documentary, just like Kanye West had the Genius documentary. You gotta think about the documentary later on, past it. You know,
right?
Yes,
We got some bloopers around here.
We definitely got some.
Yes, a whole lot of them every week.
By the way, guys, I will have all that in the show notes so you guys can go searching once again, so y'all can reach out to each of them. You know what I'm saying? So we thank y'all. This been a blessing. I can't plainly say it enough, y'all.
It's blessed us too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Blessed us
no.
too, man. Our first pull-up experience.
Yes.
I drive past this joker all the time. I know what it looked like with the 2 tables, but I'm like, it's right here. It's right here. Right next to John Eagle, man. Like, Grill 55 right there. I'm like, I drive down. Now I'm be looking now. Make sure I'm praying. Who in there? Who in there? Who in there? Right.
No, listen. And once again, that's what I mean. That's a perfect example. Once again, not people know.
Yeah.
Black owned wine company.
Yeah, right.
Women owned company.
It's beautiful.
And 14% alcohol. If you guys are looking to have a great time with some wine, there you go.
Right.
You know, endorsement right there, by the way. Shout out to the kid, by the way.
Wine.
Shout out to the kid. Man, listen, like I said, this is such a great episode, y'all. This is, once again, I love this platform because, once again, I love y'all, and I love the fact we able to have y'all on the podcast. I can't thank y'all enough for being here. So, start your own podcast. You know, anyone you want yours too.
Right.
But guys, we want to thank y'all once again for showing up. Once again, the subscribers keep y'all keep subscribing. They keep doing that.
Yeah,
Like, share, and comment, and please let the word tell everybody you know, because we need that and we appreciate it. That keeps me motivated. That keeps this thing going. You know, because it just shows us that once again, y'all love what we do.
Yes, sir.
So I can't thank y'all enough. This is episode 113, guys. Ooh, this is a good episode. Hey, listen, we'll see y'all next week. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Take care.